Did the IDF know that the northern border was unsafe months before October 7th? Good morning. I want to address a report that just came out from the state comptroller of Israel, Netanyahu Engelman. Here from the Times of Israel, the Israeli military was warned ahead of the events of October 7th, 2023, that there were severe deficiencies in the country's northern border defenses, according to a state comptroller report released Tuesday. In his report, State Comptroller Netanyahu Engelman said that in July 2023, he found that many Israel Defense Forces posts on the northern border lacked equipment and infrastructure and that troops were not being trained properly. In its response to the report, the IDF acknowledged the value of oversight, but emphasized the comptroller's conclusions were drawn from a pre-war inspection and do not accurately represent the current realities on the ground. Now, of course, the current realities are going to be different. There have been a lot of donations. There are tons of people that have stepped up and tried to help. The Ministry of Defense was forced to actually get more equipment because there was, a war and there was a threat from Hezbollah that everybody realized. But let's not underestimate the revelation that's being made in this comptroller report. Contrary to the claims of then IDF spokesperson Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari, there was not enough equipment. Even on October 9th, 2023, there were big issues. And the comptroller actually said this months before. So, according to Engelman, the IDF initially responded to his report a week and a half before Hamas invaded southern Israel. On October 7th, 2023, the IDF confirmed this claim in its Tuesday statement. Engelman's snap inspection focused on Israel's northern border defenses in response to Hezbollah's increased military activity in the first half of 2023, with the comptroller adding that it reflected the general situation across all of Israel's borders, saying that this was the same issue you saw in the north, you'd see in the south, and you'd see in Judea and Samaria. He said that Hamas's success in invading Israel from Gaza on October 7th was a result of, quote unquote, many significant failures in the defense of the country's borders, end quote. Several alarming discoveries were made during the inspection conducted at 8 IDF outposts, according to the report. Engelman found that many IDF outposts had inadequate resources for effective defense, despite increased activity from Hezbollah. In some areas, military patrols were conducted in unarmored vehicles, and the soldiers were not equipped with necessary weapon systems. So, for example, you had vehicles like a Nagmash, which is not bulletproof, being used on the battlefield. And you see that there is a lack of ready vehicles, whether that's a Namer or upgraded vehicles. And this is borne out in terms of how soldiers were able to be brought in and out of Gaza or other areas because there was simply a lack of vehicles. Furthermore, the inspection uncovered discrepancies in intelligence gathering capabilities, a lack of proper training for both reserve and standing army soldiers, and the gaps in infrastructure and security measures at the outposts and along the border. In addition, the report stated that the construction of an upgraded northern border barrier, which began in early 2018, had yet to be completed at the time of inspection, leaving sections of the border at increased risk of infiltration. Engelman said that the report, quote unquote, should have served as an urgent warning about these critical security gaps, end quote, as a draft was presented to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and then Defense Minister Yoav Gallant and then IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Herzi Halevi prior to October 7th. The Knesset State Control Committee decided to delay publishing the report until now, Engelman said. The question I have specifically when it comes to Yoav Gallant is why was he fundraising for college scholarships when you had significant gaps on all of Israel's borders? Why is the Minister of Defense focused on far less important things like college scholarships when you could be helping secure the border and ensure that there is actual safety for both the soldiers and the civilians in the state of Israel? This is just the beginning, and we'll continue to cover this hopefully daily as things continue to come out. But it's important that the truth is emphasized and that the shortcomings are confirmed so that way we can do better in the future. And it's important that there's no more fake news, there's no more lying. It's important that every single soldier has what they need, the borders are properly protected, and therefore the brave soldiers of the IDF can protect the innocent civilians within Israel.